It's another Friday in March. Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to News 360 live from our studio here at Adesanwe Kanda in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu-Date.
And I am Grace Hamwa Ajiman. Coming up tonight.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
The Public Utility Regulatory Commission (PURC) reduces electricity and water tariff for second quarter as it introduces a new commercial electric vehicle charging tariff to promote green energy transition.
Also tonight, concerns rise over cost of university application forms, with some parents questioning whether the system is fair. We have more on this shortly.
And later in business, GPRTU hints of increase in transport fares following announcement of expected hike in fuel prices.
On the foreign front tonight, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says Iran's new supreme leader is in hiding, wounded and likely disfigured.
We have details of all these stories and more. Plus, we are also streaming on Facebook and on YouTube, so do send us your messages.
Let's begin the bulletin from here. And concerns arrive over the cost of university application forms, with some parents questioning whether the system is fair. Every year, thousands of prospective students purchase application forms from public universities, yet only a small percentage secure admission. The issue has sparked debate about whether universities are fleecing parents and raising revenue from applicants who ultimately do not gain admission. Evelyn Tegma has more in this report.
In many homes across the country, it is usually both excitement and anxiety anytime results are released from the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASSCE. For the thousands of students who hope to enter university, the next step, purchasing application forms, often comes with a financial burden that some families struggle to afford. Application forms for public universities typically cost between 200 and 300 Ghana cedis or more, depending on the institution and program.
So I bought two. I bought KNUST and University of Ghana, but I was fortunate to be in Legon. I think I paid like 200 cedis for both universities. So imagine someone who doesn't have that money to apply for both universities here. So I think the application form should be free, or it should be reduced.
They should be free because there are some people who they really want to further their education, and they have hustled to gather some money to buy their forms, and then at the end they are not even taken.
For many students who apply to multiple universities to increase their chances of admission, the total cost can quickly rise to over 1,000 Ghana cedis.
I tried applying last year, but because of financial, I couldn't. Although I was ready to go to school, but to get that little money to buy the form, that moment I couldn't get it to purchase. Meanwhile, it was my plan to start last year, but around that time it was 200 something plus, not up to 300 cedis. So the two will be approximately almost 600.
The recurring expense has sparked concerns, with a question being asked whether public university application forms should be free.
I believe that, the universities have some primary sources of funding from the government sector, which is the subvention that comes from government, but mostly they rely on what we call IGS, internally generated funds, and selling or sale of admission forms is one of the ways that they are able to raise money to do some of the things that they do on campus. So I don't see it as a rip-off. I think that it is something that we need to have a discussion on.
Some have argued that the cost of the university forms can discourage talented students from applying, especially those from low-income households or rural communities. But Deputy Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, Professor Augustine Oklu, insists that application fees are necessary.
It's a standard practice that people pay for the application fees. Funding for education, especially tertiary education, all over the world is significantly reducing. Governments don't have that much funding to support the institutions.
University administrators have also argued that processing applications involves staff, technology systems and communication expenses. Therefore, the application fees help cover administrative costs, including processing applications each year, maintain online portals, and verify academic records. Professor Oklu has meanwhile said the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission is developing a common application platform expected to be implemented within a year to streamline the process to help reduce the need for multiple payments.
As a commission, we've been working hard to come out with what we call the common application platform, where we would hook on all the institutions onto that platform. So you pay just once and you're able to access all universities, and then your application can be moved from one university to the other in case you've not gotten your first choice, your second choice and third choice.
Well, some advocates say the debate is likely to continue as demand for university education grows. Many parents are urging policymakers and institutions to review the process to ensure it remains fair, transparent and affordable. Evelyn Tenkma, TV3 News, Accra.
Still on education, for many pupils across Ghana, particularly in rural and low-income communities, school meals remain the most reliable meal of the day. Yet, concerns continue to grow about the nutritional quality of foods consumed by school children between the ages of 5 and 19, which is affecting their health and academic performance. In response, the Ghana Health Service has taken steps to strengthen nutrition programs in schools.
Nutrition plays a critical role in the growth, learning ability, and overall well-being of children. However, health experts say many school-aged children in Ghana still face challenges related to poor nutrition, including inadequate intake of balanced diets rich in essential vitamins and minerals. In a move aimed at improving the health and academic performance of young people, the Ghana Health Service inaugurated a new interagency committee to coordinate nutrition programs for school children. Deputy Director for Nutrition at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Olivia Timpo, highlighted the urgent need to re-strategize national efforts to better meet the nutritional needs of children between the ages of 5 and 19.
We do well in terms of the first 1,000 days when the mother is pregnant, when the child is born, till the child is delivered, and then to 5 years. All our interventions are targeting them and they are doing well. But after 5 years to 19 years, we seem to slow down a bit on our efforts to ensure that they have good nutrition which would help in their cognitive development and impact their learning in school.
Health officials say the initiative is designed to strengthen efforts to promote healthy eating habits among children while ensuring that nutrition education becomes an integral part of the school system. Dr. Kennedy Brightson is the Director of Family Health at the Ghana Health Service.
We don't want the system where years back going to school meant that you had Gary in your right pocket and you had either coconut or palm kernel. And people went through it with so much pain and difficulty to survive and become what they are today. But that is not what we want for our children. Every generation must live better than the previous generation.
Paulina Ade is with the Women in Agriculture, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
We need to nourish children as a whole. So from the point of view of the Ministry of Food and Agric, under the Feed Ghana program, we are targeting institutions, we are targeting schools to produce food to augment what government supplies them with.
Stakeholders believe stronger coordination between the health and education sectors, along with support from development partners, will help expand nutrition programs in schools. Professor Samuel Akorie Kaba is Director General of the Ghana Health Service.
We don't have a reason why a child should die of a preventable disease, and we don't have a reason why a child should not grow because has not been given the opportunity to be well nourished. Feeding is not about the quantity, but it's about the quality of the food we give. We should not be embedded with Koshioko again.
The committee is expected to strengthen collaboration across sectors, identify national priorities for school-aged and adolescent nutrition, align policies and standards related to school food environments.
Well, let's do some other stories now. A nationwide rush for jobs in Ghana's security services has sparked concern and debate after hundreds of thousands of hopeful applicants discovered only a fraction will make the cut. Here's Judith Brown's report.
4 agencies, one overwhelming demand. The announcement that only 5,000 slots are available across the country's security services has sent shockwaves through the more than 500,000 applicants who submitted forms for recruitment.
Based on available resources, we can only take 5,000 personnel out of some 500,000 that's applied.
The figures mean that just about 1% of all applicants stand a chance of being enlisted. The high interest in the recruitment exercise reflects the country's difficult job market. According to the Ghana Labour Force Statistics 2025 Quarters 1 to 3 report, national unemployment rate currently stands at 13%, with close to 2 million people out of work. For many young people, the security services remain one of the few pathways to stable employment, explaining the unprecedented number of applications. But government says it simply does not have the capacity to recruit more. Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak attributes the limited intake to a lack of resources.
The police force that we have, the number that we have, just as I mentioned, 49,000 plus, immigration about 18,000 plus, fire about 17,000 plus, prisons about 14,000 plus, narcotics control about 3,000 plus. When you put all of them together, they are less than 100,000. They are less than 100,000. But even that, the wage bill on them is about 13 billion. So if the resources were there, I would have been the happiest person if we were able to recruit about 500,000 more security people.
Meanwhile, the minority in parliament has sharply criticized the recruitment process.
These young men and women, full of hope and patriotism, were made to believe that they were being offered genuine opportunity to serve their country and secure a dignified livelihood. However, the Minister for Interior in a press conference yesterday at this same venue, to the utter shock of the nation, indicated that only 5,000 applicants will be recruited from this enormous pool of applicants. This revelation has left hundreds of thousands of hopeful applicants devastated, disillusioned, and feeling exploited. The fundamental question that must be asked is this:
they're also demanding that authorities refund application fees to applicants who will not make it through the recruitment process.
Responding to the plight of the 500,000 potential recruits who have been scammed, we demand the government must refund the application fees of 220 cedis per application form to all applicants who were disqualified.
But the question some Ghanaians are asking is, in previous recruitments, were unsuccessful applicants given a refund? And was there publication of the number of applicants taken compared to those applied? While as frustration grows among thousands of hopeful applicants, the debate over transparency and fairness in public sector recruitment is likely to intensify. Judith Brown, TV3 News.
Still on security-related matters, the Ashanti South Regional Police Command has disrupted armed robbery gang operating along the Obuasi-Dunkwa Highway following intelligence-led operations carried out on the 10th and 11th of March 2026. The police operation, which involved an exchange of gunfire, resulted in the death of 2 suspects, the seizure of firearms and ammunition, and the arrest of several individuals linked to the wider illegal arms supply network operating in Aswasi area of Kumasi.
Like Abdallah Alassan, Demini Usman, alias Babamu, Aminu Idrisu, alias 0244, other members of the gang who are on the run and also recover any remaining firearms in their possession. I commend the swift and professional response of the officers of the command in confronting and dismantling these armed gangs, the seizure of weapons from criminal elements, the recovery of stolen vehicles, and the exposure of an illegal arms supply chain are significant milestones in our collective efforts to rid communities of violent crime. The service reaffirmed its zero tolerance stance against armed robbery and the unlawful possession of and trading of firearms, and will continue to pursue all individuals involved in such criminal networks with the full force of the law.
Let's just say with the police, because the Ghana Police Service has held high-level discussions with a visiting delegation from the New York City Police Department aimed at strengthening cooperation in modern policing and intelligence sharing. The delegation was received at the police headquarters in Accra by the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tetayonu, together with members of the Police Management Board.
During the meeting, the two sides discussed a range of issues related to contemporary law enforcement, including the use of technology in policing, data-driven investigations, and intelligence-led operations. The discussions also focused on officer safety and welfare, with both institutions highlighting the need for improved training, modern equipment, and stronger institutional support systems to enhance policing effectiveness. Police accountability in democratic governance also featured prominently during the engagement. The visiting team shared experiences on transparency, oversight, and community trust, while the Ghana Police Service outlined reforms being implemented to strengthen accountability within the service. A key aspect of the discussions centered on plans to sign a memorandum of understanding between the Ghana Police Service and the New York City Police Department.
Crime level as at this time is very low because of the serious work, the impact we give to our men on the field. And I can assure you that Ghana is quite peaceful. It's one of the peaceful countries.
They later toured the Joint Operations Center at the police headquarters to familiarize themselves with Ghana's integrated command and control systems used for nationwide policing operations. The delegation also paid courtesy calls on the Minister for the Interior, Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak, the Director General of the National Intelligence Bureau, Charles Ahassan Kipo, as well as the Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy in Accra, Ralph Olsen.
Let's go to one of our headline stories for you having to do with utility tariff review, which has for the first time in a while gone downwards. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has announced a downward adjustment in electricity and water tariff effective the 1st of April 2026. The decision forms part of the Commission's quarterly tariff review mechanism, which tracks key economic and operational factors that influence the cost of utility service delivery in Ghana. There is more in this report.
According to the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, electricity tariffs will decrease by an average of 4.81%, while water tariffs will reduce by 3.06%. Acting Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Shafiq Suleiman, says the reduction is largely driven by easing inflationary pressures and the recent strengthening of the Ghana cedi against major trading currencies.
the most important parameter has been the exchange rate and then the inflation. But then they saw a downward trend, but weighted average cost of gas saw an upward trend, and then the hydrothermal mix, we maintained that across board.
In addition to the tariff review, the Commission has also introduced the commercial electric vehicle charging tariff for the first time in Ghana. PURC says the move is intended to support government's broader transition towards cleaner energy and sustainable transportation. The Commission notes that consultations with emerging EV charging operators reveal the need for a unified and standardized pricing framework to guide the sector as electric mobility gradually grows in the country.
It's a government policy direction, so that requires that we take into consideration all those factors. And we already know that there are a lot of vehicles around that are EV, becoming EVs, and the importation of those EVs are escalating and increasing. So as a regulator, we wanted to take the lead and set the parameters right. We at the beginning of the year also engage an association of e-vehicle charging point operators, and they've also made it known to us that they needed a reference price, and they are expecting that to come from the PURC. And it's also part of my initiative as the executive secretary to also come out with new policy dimensions that will support the future.
Meanwhile, Dr. Shafiq Suleiman also disclosed that a crunch meeting has been scheduled for Monday to address concerns surrounding ECG's meter charges. According to the Commission, the meeting will consider possible regulatory actions aimed at protecting consumers and ensuring fairness in the pricing of electricity meters.
By Monday, we are going to engage Ghana Standards Authority per LI, Legislative Instrument 2413, passed by the Commission. It's required that every meter in the country should be tested by a Ghana Standards Board, Ghana Standards Authority. So the Commission will be engaging Ghana Standards Authority on Monday to escalate that conversation, and we are going to ensure every single meter in Ghana is tested and recalibrated, and then and new meters coming in are also tested. So that conversation is starting on Monday as soon as possible to ensure that all things are working smoothly for the interest of the Ghanaian consumer and then the investor, and to also ensure that the power sector is maintained, kept stable for the benefit of all of us.
Now, the Complementary Education Agency of the Ghana Educational Service has entered into a partnership with Sulu Investments, producers of Nero beverages and Nero Prime Water, to support skills training and educational infrastructure in Ghana. The two institutions signed a memorandum of understanding on March 11, 2026.
Speaking at the ceremony, Acting Executive Director of the Complementary Education Agency of the Ghana Education Service, Daniel Kwesi Esiama, said the collaboration comes after years of appeals for corporate institutions to support the agency's work. He added that the partnership aims to provide opportunities for people who missed out on formal education.
We cried from June last year about Complementary Education Agency, which has programs that it runs to save the downtrodden, the out-of-school children and adults. We thought our voice will never be heard. As we've gathered here, Sulu Investment is to sign a memorandum of understanding. Producers of Nero beverages, they are undertaking their corporate social responsibility in Ghana.
Managing Director of Sulu Investments said the initiative forms part of the company's corporate social responsibility and aims to help young people gain practical skills and improve their livelihood.
I strongly believe that education is the only means by which we can achieve our dreams. If we really dream something and we want to achieve it, we must get education. Unfortunately, not many children get the opportunity of getting a good environment to learn and to get education. And we in Nero, we realize that this is the best way we can contribute back to the society in which we are operating.
Under the agreement, Sulu Investment will construct one learning center each year for the next 5 years. Each facility will include 2 classrooms, an office and washroom facilities, with the agency providing land for the project.
Environmental sustainability initiatives targeting school children have taken center stage in the Greater Accra region following the climax of the Twisco Sachet to Treasure School Challenge. The project, spearheaded by Promasidor Ghana through its Twisco brand, encouraged pupils to collect empty sachets to promote cleanliness, responsible waste management and climate awareness.
Quality, sustainability, safety, health and environment at Twisco Promasidor Ghana, Benedict Klu, said the initiative is designed to help keep communities clean while instilling good hygiene practices among students. She added that the collaboration with the Ministry of Education helped drive participation across selected schools, ensuring widespread engagement and impact.
Ghana Education Service bought into our idea, partnered with us, got the school kids involved, and day in, day out, we went out there, encouraged them, taught the kids about why we need to clean up after ourselves, why we need to ensure that we don't litter, because we are building the future. The future begins now. These are the future of Ghana.
Deputy Director, Supervision, Ministry of Education, said Edu Anusen, added that the initiative has impacted and contributed to sustaining school environments for students.
We began conscientizing them on how to put rubbish in dustbins in their classrooms. There are bins there on the veranda. There, even the whole of this compound, there are bins at certain places that they would put the rubbish in. So this program has even made some of the schools to establish environmental clubs in the school, and we will ensure that they really follow them, and I believe it will go a long way to part them in the sanitation and cleaning, keeping the environment clean.
The pilot phase began with 82 schools and was later scaled down to 50, with dustbins distributed and sensitization activities rolled out to sustain environmental responsibility.
And Ghana's women professionals, entrepreneurs and young aspiring leaders gathered today for one of the country's most anticipated gatherings dedicated to women's empowerment. The National Women's Summit and Expo brought together hundreds of attendees for a day of high-level conversations, business networking and hands-on mentorship, with soap brand Geisha once again taking center stage as headline sponsor.
Hundreds of women attended this year's National Women's Summit and Expo, a day dedicated to empowerment, mentorship and financial independence. Headline sponsor Geisha marked its 3rd consecutive year backing the event, reaffirming its commitment to advancing women across Ghana.
If we empower women, we empower society, and Geisha as a brand really stands for women and women empowerment. Over the last few years, what we have done is, based on the various themes, we've been able to communicate and impact women. And this year's theme, Give to Gain, really sits close with the brand and the brand's promise, which is the gifts of nature that have been wrapped by Geisha.
The summit, centered on this year's theme, Give to Gain, featured programming that spanned leadership panels, an SME empowerment session and a youth forum. A high-profile panel on women addressed issues related to financial independence and the persistent barriers women entrepreneurs face in accessing capital.
Been gathering top corporate leaders and talk about topical issues that affect women. Today's conversation was about women, money and power, talking about how we can be more financially independent as women and how we can make capital more accessible to women entrepreneurs.
The day's centerpiece was unprecedented speed mentorship exercise. 300 young women pre-registered through a dedicated app were paired with 30 mentors for rotating 10-minute sessions throughout the afternoon. Organizers described the initiative as a deliberative effort to bridge the generational gap between established professionals and the next wave of women leaders.
Mentorship doesn't have to be that you go and sit and talk to somebody. So there may be somebody here that you just want to meet and have like a 5-minute chat with, and what you talk about will take you a long way.
Geisha says the summit is part of a broader year-round commitment to women's empowerment, with more platforms planned ahead of and beyond International Women's Day.
You're also watching News 360 on TV3. We have business, sports, entertainment, and more. After this break, don't go away.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, is threatening to review transport fares upward following COMAC's latest projection of an increase in fuel prices. They argue that although pump prices remain relatively stable throughout 2025 and the first quarter of 2026, allowing them to hold off on earlier fare hikes, the new projected price adjustment will force a rethink. The development follows new projections by the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies indicating a sharp rise in fuel prices in the second pricing window of March. In its latest projection, COMAC announced that petrol is expected to rise to about 14 cedis 2 pesos per litre, diesel to about 15 cedis 80 pesos per litre, and LPG to about 15 cedis 91 pesos per kilogram. But speaking to 3 Business, Industrial Relations Officer of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, Abbas Imoro, says operators had earlier contemplated increasing fares but suspended the decision because fuel prices remained largely stable.
We keep complaining about the vehicles we are using. The parts have never been reduced. Those who sell it has confirmed it. We keep saying lubricants prices haven't changed. Everybody is aware. Documentation has gone down. When we say documentation, we talk about insurance premium, DVLA, taxes, what have you. Of recent time, insurance premium has been increased. So,
Abbas Imoro says his outfit is closely monitoring the space to engage stakeholders on the possibility of adjusting fares.
If it goes up by that margin, we would have no choice than to come up reasonably.
Let's bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market. Let's bring you more stories now as the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry says a possible rise in fuel prices could threaten recent gains made in bringing inflation down. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, inflation currently stands at 3.3% as of February 2026, the lowest level recorded in decades. The latest figure marks the 14th consecutive monthly decline in inflation. Economists attribute the slowdown largely to easing food prices, relative stability of the cedi, and tight monetary policy by the Bank of Ghana aimed at containing price pressures. But the chamber warns that the expected increase in fuel prices, which could be as high as 17%, risk reversing some of the progress made. Higher fuel costs often translates into increased transport fares and rising production costs for businesses, which can eventually feed into consumer prices.
It's really not a good news. When prices of fuel goes up, it affects everything. It's the major cause of inflation. Or basically what we can do is to ensure that our strategic reserves are enough to contain some of these shocks. So unless we don't have that much strategic reserves, we would find ourselves in a position that will not be too good for the nation.
Meanwhile, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Abbas Miezen, has welcomed plans by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission to reduce utility tariffs. However, he says businesses had hoped for a larger cut to provide stronger relief for companies facing rising operational costs.
It's something that we called for. At the last time that there was the increment, we had planned to go on a demonstration against the PRC. For it going down, we think that that's good. It should have gone down even.
And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Up next, the sports.
To the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishen. To our first story, Ghana's national team jersey has always carried deep symbolism, from the iconic white kit first introduced in 1959 to the various colors worn by the Black Stars over the decades. Now, ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, images circulating on social media suggest Ghana could unveil a new look with white and yellow kits reportedly set for the tournament. The league designs, inspired by elements of Ghanaian culture and tradition, have already sparked mixed reactions from fans. There's more in the story.
In October 1959, the Black Stars were first seen in a dominant white kit, trimmed with the colors of the Ghana flag on the collar. That design would go on to define the identity of the national team, with the white jersey becoming a staple that continues to this day. Over the decades, however, Ghana's national team has experimented with other colors. The Black Stars have worn red, the much-adored yellow strip, and even a black kit, a design many supporters still remember for the wrong reasons after it was worn during Ghana's disappointing campaign at the 2006 Africa Cup of Nations. Since partnering with German sportswear manufacturer Puma in 2005, Ghana's kit tradition has largely remained consistent for World Cup campaigns, white for home matches and red for away matches. But ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the familiar pattern could be set for a slight twist. Images circulating on social media suggest the Black Stars will line up in a white and yellow kit for the tournament, with the designs already sparking conversation among supporters. The proposed home shirt maintains the iconic white base but introduces a striking pattern resembling a spider's web. According to early descriptions, the design draws inspiration from Kwaku Anansi, the legendary trickster figure in Ghana's folklore whose stories have been passed down for generations. The away strip also presents a refreshed take on fan favorites. Ghana's traditional yellow jersey now features a bold all-over pattern graphic, giving the kit a more modern and energetic appearance while preserving the color many supporters have grown to love. As expected, the leaked images have triggered mixed reactions, with some fans praising the creativity behind the designs, while others prefer a return to the simpler styles of the past.
Just any day, any day, and said I am a problem with Brisa. But I just a color menupe, white and yellow, no, and what think I bear almost the colors and also kakra.
Be the just matter self. It make them take the only the cap camp. Only that one they go fit do that thing, give me a good shooting. You know the just matter self.
The new one that came out, the the bee, check like spider webs. So that one I go give them like 4. This one I don't understand, like the designs and then everything. Every year they have been changing jerseys and then the designs. We can't do anything about it, so we just have to cope with it.
For now, the football community waits for official confirmation from Ghana Football Association and Puma. But one thing remains certain: whichever design the Black Stars finally wear on the world stage, the jersey will carry more than just colors. It will carry the pride, history, and expectation of nation eager to shine again at the FIFA World Cup.
Now, Antoine Semenyo has been voted Premier League Player of the Month for February, adding another milestone to his burgeoning career. The Ghana international made an immediate impact in his first full month at City, scoring 3 goals and providing 1 assist across 5 Premier League games in February. And he becomes the 3rd Ghanaian in history to win the Player of the Month in the Premier League, following the footsteps of Anthony Yeboah back in 1995 and Andre Ayew back in 2016. Now, to our final story, the legal proceedings involving Thomas Partey have been adjourned until April 10th, 2026. The former Arsenal footballer, Thomas, intends to deny 2 new allegations of rape the court has heard, as a midfielder was absent from the dock for the first hearing. The 32-year-old was charged last month with 2 counts of raping a woman on the date in December 2020. At Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday. Partey was not in court as Deputy Chief Magistrate Tan Ikram dealt with the preliminary stages of the case. That's it for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishen. There's more in the bulletin after the break.
my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job,
ladies should come to this side. Let's have a quick chit chat. What school are you from? Your name and where you're from?
My name is Kunufe Vayaru. I'm from Unimac IJ.
Okay, and you?
I'm Francis Candy Kelson from Unimac.
What time did you get here? Did you get a chance to taste the kenke? Were you part of the kenke party powered by Kivo Shito?
Yes, please.
And how was it? Did you enjoy it?
It was delicious. Yes, we enjoyed it.
If you're supposed to rate it 1 out of 10.
10, yeah. It was superb.
If you had said anything less than that, I would have come for you. But what are you expecting for tonight?
Okay, so I'm expecting more. We are really enjoying, but we want more. We want to see more. Yes, please.
Okay, well, DJ faculty is on standby to give you some more. Thank you so much. Please do go and have some fun. But I'm about to speak to the brand manager for Kivo Spices. And, you know, when we talk about the entire KK party that happened a few hours ago, they were the ones that were behind their very own Nade Day. Talk to us. What was the reception like? I mean, last week you gave us first 200 guests free food, and then today we had a KK party powered by Kivo Shito. How has the response been from both Fridays?
It's been amazing. This MG Village has given us opportunity to come face to face with our consumers, and then all the feedback we've been getting from last week to this week has been amazing. They love it. People have been rushing for the meals, and I'm very happy about that.
I mean, we are very appreciative that you came on board for this year, but I also have a rep from Latex Foam. How has it been so far for you? How long have you been here?
Just today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have been the highlights of the night. We won the musical chairs, we won the treasure hunt, thanks to Janet Danso of our one of our departments, and so we're very, very elated to be here. What a way to commemorate Ghana Month. It's lovely and I love it.
I'm sure you have some expectations for tonight. Quickly, what are they?
Well, it's going to be fire. From what I've seen so far, I'm sure there's a lot more fun to enjoy, and so yeah, I wish everyone the best.
We love that. Well, we're not done here. These are just a few highlights that we're giving you, but I'm going to move over. Like we told you, this is the Bobobo edition, and so we have the team all the way from Ho on standby. They are the group, and you know they're ready to give us some vibes. But before that, I'd like to speak to one of them. If one of them can join me, just to have a little chit chat to find out how it's been so far and what we should expect for the night. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me. Your name?
My name is Humphrey Badegbe, calling from who?
Okay, so please help me pronounce the name of the group. What's the name?
The name is Bobo Group. From who? From who?
But how has the reception been so far?
Oh, being cool and nice. We like the reception too. So cool.
Yeah. People are enjoying it.
We are enjoying it. Very,
So
very.
what should the people here expect for tonight?
They expect a lot from us. A lot.
Okay. Well, they said they're going to expect a lot from them, but I'm going to hand over to the team right now to just give you a little bit of what you're missing right here in 5 seconds.
Okay, shout out to our big man, Honorable Minister, who goes to Mr. Badegbe Robert, goes to a lot. Well,
the team is going to be taking over right now, so enjoy the performance. If you're not here, make your way to the Ghana Village. It's all about the Friday Food Bazaar. I'm handing over to you in studio.
Right, so you know where to be. It says the MG Village here at the TV3 premises. Come and enjoy the food, the fun, and of course the bobobo. Let us now do international now.
Right, on the international front, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says Iran's new supreme leader is in hiding, wounded and likely disfigured. During a news briefing at the Pentagon, Hegseth said U.S. forces are shooting down and destroying what missiles Tehran has in stock and ensuring that they have no ability to build more. Thank you very much for watching News360. A lot is happening at the Food Village, so you want to pass by TV3 and have some good times. A Friday evening, heading into the weekend, have a great time. My name is Martin Asiedu Date.
Come and shake off the stress with the bobobo. I'm Grace Hamuajuman. Thank you for joining us. Good evening.